Hello everyone, I'm Meteorologist Charlie Ironmonger. Thank you so much for joining me today for your 3 p.m. news and weather update from the First Alert Desk. Now we've got news out of Goldsboro where arrests have been made in a fatal shooting that left a Grange man dead. Now on February 3rd, 28-year-old DeMarquis Swinson died while receiving treatment for a gunshot wound at ECU Health Medical Center. At around 2:45 p.m. on Monday, Goldsboro police were called to a shooting in the 400 block of East New Hope Road. Police say Swinson showed up at a nearby speedway and was soon airlifted to ECU Health. Today, police arrested Preston Chestnut Jr. of Goldsboro and charged him with murder, possession of a firearm by a convicted felon, possession with intent to sell and deliver marijuana, and possession of a controlled substance on jail premises. Police say they have also charged 22-year-old Tyler Pearsall of Dudley with accessory after the fact, carrying a concealed weapon, and possession with intent to sell cocaine. He was given a $50,000 bond. The investigation remains ongoing, and anyone with information regarding this shooting is asked to contact the Wayne County Communication Center at 919-705-6572 and request to speak with a Goldsboro Police Department investigator. Now, we also want to highlight a missing persons case in the Kinston area around Lenoir County. Eric Richardson has been reported missing. According to police, 44-year-old Richardson was last seen wearing a black jacket, jeans, and tan boots. He's roughly 6'3" tall and may be in the Walmart area. Anyone who has seen Richardson or may have any information regarding his whereabouts are asked to please contact the Kinston Police Department at 252-559-6118. You can find that number there at the bottom of your screen. And now for a look at your forecast. We are watching cloud cover slowly work its way towards eastern North Carolina. We're hanging on to the sunshine a little bit longer than anticipated, but it's not going to last much longer. Not going to last much longer. Here's a look at your visible satellite, and you can see cloud cover starting to descend upon eastern North Carolina's northern counties, and well, everybody's going to get in the mix as we head through the evening. We'll zoom the picture in just a little bit closer and you can kind of get an idea of just how broad this band of moisture is going to be. Here is a look at what it looks like right now coming down out of Virginia and into North Carolina. You can see some areas in Virginia seeing some snow out of this system. Us here in eastern North Carolina, we may have some flakes come down, kind of mixed in with the rain showers later on this evening, but they're not going to amount to anything. It just looks cool. As far as air temperatures go, likely going to be in the upper 30s by the time we do have the potential for maybe a few flakes, but again, not going to be able to accumulate, so it's might as well just be rain, but way cooler to look at. Right now we do have some light raindrops moving across portions of Nash, Halifax, Northampton, Hertford, Gates counties, even Edgecombe, starting to see a little bit of some rain heading through. Obviously, we're not looking at a complete washout tonight, but I think most of eastern North Carolina has an opportunity of maybe picking up maybe 1/10 to 2/10 of an inch of rain. Not much at all. 46 degrees right now in Greenville, west-southwesterly wind at 6 miles an hour. And the skies that were very blue earlier today are now looking a little bit more gray. Not to worry, we'll see more of the sunshine over the weekend. Unfortunately, that's going to come with much colder air temperatures than what you're seeing on the map right now. Anticipate air temps being about 10 degrees cooler coming up for tomorrow than where we're at currently. So if you like the warmer weather, hang on to it. We're quite a bit warmer than where we were yesterday, especially south of 264, where Goldsboro seeing 11-degree rise from yesterday's numbers. Similar story in Kinston, Jacksonville, and New Bern, both 13 degrees warmer than where we were yesterday at this time. Kenansville, 14 degrees warmer. Everyone is warmer, but that warmth is a little bit more pronounced for, again, some of our southern counties. Here's what we've got for this evening. Air temperatures coming out of the 40s and into the 30s as we head towards 6, 7, and 8 p.m. Cloud cover will come with some raindrops as well, but like we mentioned earlier, raindrops not really going to amount to much. They'll be here, they'll be hanging around for maybe a few hours, and then they're gone again. There is a chance we could see perhaps maybe a few snowflakes mix in with those raindrops, but like I mentioned earlier, Not going to see any of those snowflakes actually stick to the ground, so they're not going to be that impactful at all. We'll have another round of some snow along the Outer Banks and potentially around the Sounds. Similar to what we're going to see later on this afternoon, those snowflakes are not going to amount to anything. They are going to hit the ground and they are going to melt on contact. Overnight lows tonight are going to be staying above freezing, maybe only by a few degrees, but air temperatures, again, fluctuate faster than ground temperatures. So if your air temperatures are still above 32 degrees, guess what? Your ground temperatures are as well. So that's what we've got coming up for your Saturday, but that only tells you half the story. Saturday is going to be more defined by the winds we are going to see rather than the potential for maybe a few snowflakes. Now, again, here's kind of a breakdown of what we are seeing across the east. That area of low pressure bringing us the raindrops this evening. Second front comes in, giving us the snowflakes along the coast early tomorrow morning. And that area of cold air behind those two fronts is really going to anchor itself over eastern North Carolina, given the position of that high pressure system. So let's talk a little bit more about the winds we're going to see tomorrow. They're going to be breezy and they're going to be blustery. Strongest along the coast, but even inland areas will feel around a 15 to 25 mile an hour sustained wind coming out of the northwest tomorrow. Some areas may see those winds tilt a little bit more northward through the day, but it is going to be a cold breeze. Highs on Saturday in the mid to upper 30s, 36, 37, maybe 38 degrees. That is going to feel significantly colder. May feel like we are below freezing through the entire day, even though most of the day is going to be spent above freezing. Keep in mind, you are going to want to have that jacket stored or on Saturday. You'll be able to store it away coming up next week once we get those temps up. Speaking of winds, we do need to mention that they are not going to continue through the entire weekend. Winds will relax gradually overnight Saturday into Sunday morning and then through the day on Sunday. Those of you watching along the Outer Banks, Sunday morning will still be breezy. But by the time we get to around kickoff for Super Bowl, looking at a more manageable 15 to 20 mile an hour sustained wind, which obviously is still windy, but not the 30, 35 mile an hour sustained winds that models are projecting along the Outer Banks. Of course, gusts could end up around 30 to 45 miles an hour pretty easily along the coast. But let's talk about your full 8-day forecast and take our attention into next week. Obviously, this weekend's going to be cold. It's going to be windy, but it will be sunny, at least for most of the day on Saturday. Those of you along the coast waking up early on Saturday will wake up to a little bit of cloud cover. A little patience. You'll see that sun out in full by the afternoon. Monday and Tuesday, also very sunny days, but big difference will be your air temperatures. Mid to upper 40s coming up on Monday, low 60s planned on Tuesday. It is going to feel pretty nice as we head through Tuesday and even Wednesday morning, but Wednesday evening, another front rolls in, bringing with it another opportunity for some rain showers. And that will knock air temperatures down from the low 60s on Wednesday to the mid 50s by Wednesday, upper 40s coming up for the following Friday and Saturday, which, for those of you paying attention, Valentine's Day. Make sure you get something special for the one you love. Well, that's all we have time for today's 3 p.m. news and weather update from the First Alert Desk. I want to thank you all so much for joining me. We'll be back with more news and weather coming up at the top of the hour. Until then, have a fantastic Friday.